Are you recording?
Not yet.
You just hit the button!
I didn't. I took it off.
You're recording right now.
I'm not though.
Okay, hit the button again.
Do you know where to go? Yeah, I'm gonna put this part of the opener, right?
Combat roll! Combat roll!
It's so funny this in there.
That help. Sit. Sit. Okay, you're still looking out there.
There you go. There she is. She's in the shot now.
Hey! What? Say hello to all your fans.
I get nervous with you. Okay. Hello, fitness family. We are gonna do a Q&A, or finally do a Q&A. And this is gonna be part one. Part one's gonna be just mainly Jade or SSG Hill speaking. Question one from Joanna.
What's up, Joanna?
Favorite thing you experienced since you joined the army or the military?
There's a lot, and they're probably not expected. Like, not what everybody would be like. Oh, I got to shoot a 50 cal at a bomb, and it blew up in the distance. It was cool. No, my favorite experiences are when, like, I think one of my favorite experiences is when my soldier went to the promotion board, and my sergeant major told me that she was the best soldier that he's seen since I went to the board. So that was a good experience. Another one was when I made an honor grad in ALC, in a school that you go to in order to promote or to be promoted. I made distinguished honor grad, which is like huge. You know, it's like being the best of the class, and that's what I did. And then the spur ride was a good one. I like that. And then every coin that I've gotten for saving somebody's life, it's kind of cool. It's better than a reward. I always like coins better than awards. They meant a lot more, considering awards are pretty, depending on where you go, awards don't really mean a whole lot. In some places they mean a lot.
Yeah.
Coins mean a lot more. To me, at least. I don't know, they're kind of cool. I got a coin that you can open up beer bottles with.
I think you showed me that.
But it's not supposed to open up beer bottles because the Army does not enforce drinking. It's to open soda pop.
Next question from Cassie.
What's up, Cassie?
She goes, question for Jade. How was your AIT? Was it very class-oriented or field, or was it a perfect balance between both?
With AIT, it was like split in half. But then again, you gotta remember you're a soldier first. So we'll go to we'll go to the class, the way that it was when I went through. Thalia, shut up. So AIT, Thalia! So when I went through AIT, obviously things change in the Army all the time. We try and modernize. It was 4 months long, and the first 2 months were EMT, and then the last 2 months were kind of that medic soldier transitioning period of being a combat medic instead of, you know, an EMT you'd see in civilian world. So the first 2 months you go and you sit down in a classroom and, you know, basically, honestly, it prepares you for being an EMT. And then the last 2 months prepares you for being a combat medic. Now, in the transition of that, every once in a while they take you out to the field, which was the baseball field of our classroom, and they'd smoke you and make you do combat medic stuff and make you drag patients here to there, that kind of orientation. And then after we get done getting smoked, we go back to the classroom. But it was mostly kind of like a civilian style thing. First 2 months, second 2 months were obviously more geared toward what we were actually going to come into contact with if we were by ourselves, if we were that first responder. But yeah, it's pretty much balance of both.
How likely number of times are you to deploy within the first term?
Honestly, we deploy, believe it or not, we deploy to more countries than just Iraq and Afghanistan. And I'm pretty sure it's not considered a deployment, but it almost is considered a deployment. Is going to Korea, right?
Yeah. So you still get the patch in you.
Yeah, it's not a combat deployment, but it's still considered a deployment. So you're going to get sent to all different parts of the world. It all kind of depends on what unit and what mission that unit has. So it's kind of up in the air. Depends on where you go, you know. I know the first place I went to, the first post was Fort Hood, and Fort Hood has some of the most amount of units deploy out of that duty station at a time. So I deployed 2 times in my 5-year span, 6-year span of being there, you know. So it just depends on where you go. Never deployed when I was in Alaska, but twice out of Texas.
What bases are someplace 68 Whiskey would be stationed at?
So it's bittersweet. 68 Whiskeys can go anywhere. We literally can go anywhere because everybody needs a medic, you know. And then a 68 Whiskey is so generalized. You can be in the hospital, you can be in a clinic, you could be sweeping the motor pool, or you could actually be, you know, you could be that first line medic or that first responder. It's all, I mean, you can go anywhere, but it sucks because my first duty station, I was going to an engineer unit, and I was like, what the hell is a medic going to do in an engineer unit? And my best friend at the time was going to a medical brigade, and I was like, man, you're going to have so much fun and cut open goats and practice on pigs and stuff like that, and I'm just not going to do jack diddly squat. Well, it was vice versa. I was doing all the cool hoo-hoo shit, and she was sweeping the motor pool every day of her life, making sure the FLA was still operating from yesterday.
Next question from Twisted Gaming Crew.
What's up, Twisted Gaming Crew?
Did you see combat in Afghanistan?
Yes. You gotta be a little bit more specific about that, though. Don't ask me if I killed people. That's like the worst thing you can ask anybody.
Hair. Dog hair.
I saw combat, but I mean, that's such a generalized thing, you know. I was what you call FOB-it when I was in Afghanistan. When I was in Iraq, prior to, I was, you know, going outside the wire, all that fun stuff. But in Afghanistan, I stayed mostly on the FOB, and when I traveled once on vehicle, and I was like, you know what, I'm not doing this shit again, because I wasn't their medic. I was just a traveler, which I like being a medic. And, you know, something happened, and I was like, you know what? I really like my life, and I miss how my team worked in Iraq. And I do things a certain way, and I hate taking orders from other medics. I just hate it. So when I went out there and stuff went down, when we drove outside the wire and things didn't go how I would like things to go, I was like, I'm just gonna fly for the rest of my time here in Afghanistan. And that's exactly what I did. I flew everywhere in Afghanistan. And guess how much I saw combat when I was in an airplane? I didn't get shot at once in a fucking plane.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was awesome. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of rocket attacks on the FOB that I was at. There's a lot of rocket attacks. Not that any of them hit him. They hit a Burger King though, or his Pizza Hut or something.
What was the
It was like it was like a Connex, and it was a Burger King Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah. That thing went back up in like less than a week though.
Next question is from ESIP.
ESIP.
Did you ever want a different MOS?
Absolutely. I mean, there's only so far you can go as a medic. I told you I tried to go CID once.
Yeah.
I tried to go CI once.
Yeah.
But promotion was more important to me.
Yeah. That was so lucky.
Yeah. So like my resume in the Army looked so damn good. When I went to go re-enlist, they grabbed my resume, is what you would call it in the civilian life, and was like, hey, we want you to be a CI. And I was like, hey, this job sounds cool, you know? They're like, yeah, it's gonna be a lot, and you're gonna get, you know, but outside the military, you get money. And then she was gonna go CID, so it would have been perfect. I'm the informant type person, you know, I'd be writing her all of her notes down, and she's out busting doors and
yeah,
kicking ass. So
soon,
you know, it'd be nice to switch roles like that. I'll be the nerd and you be the freeze, motherfucker.
Exactly what I'm gonna say.
But yeah, I mean, of course. But I like being a medic, so I'm glad I'm a medic. Mm-hmm. Things happen for a reason as long as you push it that way. But yeah. There's a few times I tried to change MOSs.
Next question is from Pacey Dingus.
I'm not saying that.
Okay. I decided to slot in for 68 Whiskey. If all goes well, I should be heading off to basic early next year.
Hopefully you won't see me.
A couple questions for Smart Hill. Can 68 Whiskey become warrant officers? You want to answer that first?
So, 68 Whiskey's becoming warrant officers. You won't be a warrant officer. You'll be, I forget what it's called, but basically you'll drive, or you'll fly a helicopter. That's all you can do. As a 68 Whiskey going to be a warrant officer, the last time I checked, which was in the past 2 or 3 years, it's a rotary wing pilot. That is the only thing you can do to transfer your MOS. Other ones, like I know Supply, I don't even remember their MOS code, but
you give mommy kisses.
Supply has a warrant officer where you're just basically doing the same stuff, but you're kind of like just a warrant officer. But yeah, medics, rotary wing pilot.
To that question, can a female 68 Whiskey eventually reclass to 18 Delta now that the gender ban is supposedly lifted?
When you say supposedly, it just means that they're transferring females to combat MOSs. It does not mean that we're allowed to go SF yet, Special Forces. The Ranger thing is still a pilot program. They're still sending select females to go through. And as far as females going to combat MOSs, a lot of what they're doing is they're trying to get females that are already in the military, first of all, which is not selling very well because as you can see, all these females that are going these combat MOSs are newbies, straight out of high school or, that had never been in the military before. They're, initial entry training soldiers instead of being prior service. So the program that we're doing, they're trying to get more females into it, but as of right now, we're still in a testing phase. So as far as what I see for SF, there's a lot of what they do that us as females can't. Not saying that you can't do the same as a male, just saying that we bleed once a month, and you will get really sick if you don't take care of yourself hygiene-wise. And these guys, man, I salute you for some of the, all the shit that they do. If it were for the fact that they bled once a month, they probably wouldn't be able to do half the shit that they do. Because there's infections, there's all kinds of diseases you can get, as well as the enemy has dogs that can pick up certain scents. So they're SF right now. They probably have a lot of trial and errors that they got to go through before they even allow females to try a pilot program. So just be aware of that, I'll probably be long and gone before they even do a pilot program. But we are trying. That's the thing, is science can only go so far right now.
Okay.
What else you got?
That's it for now, but Jade's about to leave in how many days? Like 5 days? 6?
I don't know, soon.
Soon to go to drill sergeant school, so leave down in the comments or tell her good luck.
Fuck off.
She's an asshole.
Don't tell me good luck. I don't need luck. I don't need it.
No, she doesn't, but she's about to leave soon, so I'll be recording as much as I can of her packing. Would you like me to stream more?
Oh wow, that wasn't monotone at all. Good job, babe. Would you like me to stream more? So I'm gonna be gone for 2 months, okay? And she's gonna be bored out of her damn mind. One of the things that I told her that she should do while I'm away is possibly play video games and stream it live. So she'll be playing Call of Duty or something like that, and then you guys can watch. And then the cool thing with it too is you guys can react or interact at the same time. So you can chat, text her questions or, oh, cool kill, or wow, you're garbage. And then she can respond to you live via webcam.
Boom.
Which, if you guys request it, I can watch too.
You're gonna stalk me.
I'm a stalker. Been stalking you since day one. Get used to it.
No, me.
Yeah, you're right.
But that concludes the Q&A part 1. Part 2 will be me and me answering questions. But I wanted this Q&A to be all about her.
I mean, everything is anyway, so.
True that.
Did you just fart?
No, I didn't.
She farted.
I didn't. That was my stomach. Well, that is it